In this video, I'd like to show you how to type in a piecewise function into Geogebra so you can get a good graph that you are then going to copy and paste into your Word document into Teams, and that's what I will grade. So by now, you should have your equations written. So here's my example again. And what we're going to do is plug this into Geogebra. So the first step is you have to type in each equation individually into Geogebra, and you're going to give each one of them a name. Because there's so many of them, so I'm just going to start with f. So f parentheses x is equal to, I'm going to type in my first one, 15. Again, your numbers will be different. 1 minus 0.20 raised to the power of x. So there's my first one. I'm going to type in the other one. You can use whatever letter you want to call this one. So I'm going to call the next one g of x is equal to, let's see, mine was 12,000 times 1 minus 0.15 to the power of x, remember minus 1. And so I'm just going to type all of them in, make up a new letter for each one. So I'm going to do that really quickly. You can go ahead and pause the video and type them in yourself. Alright, so hopefully you've got all your equations typed in just like this. If you use different letters than I did, that's okay. They just have to have a name. Now, we want to graph all of these equations, but only at certain times. So right now they're all being graphed individually. Now you can't see them because they're extremely high. They're up at 15,000. So if you want to see them, what you do is click in the graph somewhere. You just got to tap in the graph somewhere, and then you hold the shift button, and then use the down arrow key on your keyboard, and that should start to shrink the y-axis. You can just hold it, go down, down, down. There are all my equations. It looks like a big jumble, but they're all nicely color-coded. And so you can just hold shift and use the up and down arrows to get a good picture. But again, we don't want to use all these equations all the time. The first one we only want to use between 0 and 1, the second one between 1 and 3, and so on and so forth. So there's a way we can do that. First, what you probably want to do is click the dots on the left to hide them all. It'll make them all disappear, but you're not deleting them. Okay? So hide them all. Put this over here so it's out of the way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use another command in GeoGebra. It's called the function command. So you type in function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N, parentheses. And so we're going to type in the function, and I'm going to say function f, that's the first one's name, comma x, comma 0, comma 1. Okay, and so what that says is we're going to create a new function that uses the function f, which is my first one, that's its name, but we're only going to use it from 0 to 1. And as you can see now, my graph is that green line essentially. It's a different color now, but it's only appearing between 0 and 1. Don't forget to hit enter. Alright, it even gives it a new name, so it's calling this one P apparently. But it only gives us the part of the graph that we want. And so now I'm going to keep doing that for all my other ones. My next one, so function, I'm going to use my second equation, which is g, comma x, comma, and this one I'm going to use from 1 all the way to 3. So I'm using my second equation, which I call g, x, so it knows what variable it is, and then 1 to 3, hit enter. Don't forget to hit enter, and now it puts in my next part of my graph. And if I would, let's see, that is g. You can see the blue line there is g. I don't want to use the whole thing, so it's only using from 1 to 3. So you're going to go ahead and type in all 5 of your equations like that, so that you can get a piecewise function to appear to go on forever there. Now, once you have all that, you are going to want to get a picture of that into your Word document. The easiest way to do that is to use the snip tool. So if you click down here on the window button and you type in snip, snipping tool will come up. That's the easiest way to take a screenshot. All right, so you'll click on new. I don't think it has that for you. Click on new. Then your screen kind of goes gray and your cursor is this little cross, and you're going to click and drag everything that you want to copy and paste. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to click and drag, make sure I get my whole graph at least. It'd be nice if you included your equations so I can see your work. When you let go, it copies it to a clipboard. And then in your Word document, let me open one real quick since I don't have one, but you're putting this on page 2. Now when you go Control V to paste, hold Control, tap V, there you have a picture of your graph and your equations. That's what I want on page 2 of your worksheet in Teams. Okay, but remember, make sure you do all the equations so your graph keeps going. But that's how you can make a piecewise function in GeoGebra. Good luck.